got Pasha on the carry Juggernaut. Down here all the way in the bottom Radiant jungle, we've got Mag on the offlane Void. Mid lane, we're going to have no one playing that Invoker once again, followed up by Seema on the Crystal Maiden, and finally Solo on the Jungle Enigma.
Alright, so Jungle Enigma is something that I haven't seen in quite a while now. So Neko, well, already blocking up the quick camps. Interesting observer ward up here on the top, gonna keep vision not just of any sort of rotations along this path, but also here on this particular camp. So might be opening Navi up for potential gank on the Soul later down the line. But yeah, do they actually have any sentries to counter out this block camp? Because if they don't, then Solo might not get the farm that that he's kind of looking for out of that Enigma.
Yeah, Enigma definitely needs to make use of the jungle very, very quickly. He needs to get his levels as soon as possible, because that black hole is going to make these fights fantastic for Vega. So I think levels are going to be a big determining factor here, as there's so many key ults all around the field, especially on the Dire side.
It's not just a black hole. It's kind of a real long cooldown. Obviously, it can help you win a team fight to get a good one off, but it's in the early phase. It's mostly just also the Eidolons on the Malefice, just being able to rotate around, make sure to put on pressure on Navi before they can do the same to you, right? Maybe take the first tier 1 even of the game. These kind of things that you can also do with the Eidolons, just rotating in, multiplying at the right time, right?
Mid lane already, we've got some aggression coming up from Seneko. He goes in, he rolls in, but doesn't connect onto no one.
Yeah. Once again, a little bit of a dual lane so far. Seneko helping out the Death Prophet. Not that it necessarily needs it, but at the same time that leaves Artstar here to try and deal with the Faceless Void and bottom lane. Should be able to do so. Especially with the Gerard, they're able to follow up if necessary.
Yeah, Mag, though, he's got that Time Walk, and, well, that's a fantastic spell for taking off a whole bunch of damage. Artstyle doing what he can to harass Mag, but again, if things get hairy, he can always jump out.
Yep. Well, the annoying thing about the Shadow Shaman is that, especially with the Shackles, they're doing a little bit extra damage even over the total duration. You're not going to be able to negate all of that as the Faceless Void. And especially early on with that big cooldown on a Time Walk, you have to be really, really conscious about when you use it, because after that you're not gonna be able to stay in lane for a while.
Yeah, down here in the bottom, we've got Mag hugging his tower here as Artstyle playing so aggressively, and that's working out fantastically for Ditya. He's already got about 400 gold in the bank, but first blood up top. Juggernaut dives the tower, and looks like Crystal Maiden secures the kill. I'm sorry, I distracted you, but it looks like Juggernaut will fall as the tower's just a little bit too much for him, and Nature's Prophet actually getting the credit for that kill.
Didn't quite expect him to dive that deep, that's why I wasn't really looking up top there, but... Well, General with a nice little body block from the tree and is able to get that counter kill, more or less, or at least gold from it, if not the experience. Their first blood advantage coming their way regardless. Same time Solo dropping very low, Seneko, a couple of right clicks with the help of the illusions, but might not quite be enough to bring down the Enigma. He needs a tango as well.
This is no shoes gaming at its finest.
Seneko though, he's looking for it, does have another set of spells. Wants to dive in deep for the illusions. It's actually really, really hard to deal with for Vega right now. Forcing Seema back at the very least and gives Mag a little bit of extra breathing space.
Solo popping down that happy little tree, but now we are going to see a rotation here. Seneko, he wants to find this really low health Enigma. Well, he's got that stone remnant if he wants to throw it down.
Definitely thinking about it. But General unwilling to try and join with a little bit of extra right click potential, so instead Seneko just once again making his way down to the middle lane, looking for an opening here, and that's kind of what you want to do as the Earthbird. Just put on pressure across the across all the lanes, ideally. Bottom lane doesn't necessarily need it, it's kind of hard to pull off on the Faceless Void anyway, so just looking for Solo in the jungle, making his life miserable. Just look for the middle lane if you see an opening, these kind of things.
Seneko rolling down, doesn't want to deal with the harass the Forge Spirits just yet. Up in the top though, Pasha pushing up very aggressively. I wasn't expecting him to dive so deep the first time, but well, he certainly got something out of it. So Juggernaut definitely playing up here against the Nature's Prophet, and hopefully the Nature's Prophet can make something work in that lane, otherwise he's going to get harassed back to base almost constantly.
Well, so far he's not doing so bad. I mean, 14 last hits and 14 to the Juggernaut, compare that to the 20 on the Tiny. So Ditya definitely getting the better end of the last trade, all things considered. Obviously with Artstyle full time committing
mid lane.
Mag. Mid lane, Dandy. Malphite is on top of him, but he's fast enough to get out regardless. Now Snake wants to turn around from the solo, he hits it, and now a little bit of extra damage from Dandy. Now Sunstrike runs right into it, no! No one! He snipes him off. Beautiful play, and now Soneko looks like they want to bring him down too. Does have the gold snap and a couple of summons. And
Crystal Maiden with the kill steal. Going in, showing off that Crystal Nova, secures the kill in the Earth Spirit. So overall, they sacrifice the Jungle Enigma, but they do take down the mid for Na'Vi. So a death on Dendi is definitely worth almost anyone on their team.
Absolutely, especially since Evoker was able to get one of these kills. No one that gets him much closer to his Midas here. It's kind of build that he wants to go for once again. Has a Gloves of Face on the courier. Almost has enough for the recipe. He needs a couple hundred goals to play with. And it will mean that's a pretty good time for him. And that Invoker gets going as quickly as he is. That can turn into a big issue for Na'Vi when it starts rotating around, because if you think about it, what can it really do to stop him if you don't already have the way to initiate on him? In the form of Blink Dagger and Tiny or something like that. General top lane, Sunstrike comes in as well, a little bit of extra damage, but not enough to really threaten him. And now, Subnego, there's a turnaround here, perhaps, with a Sprout coming out after the stone stun, and now a couple of right clicks, body blocks, but there's that healing ward coming out, keeping him alive a little bit longer. Now Seema with another Frostbite should do the trick here. Artsal unable to get in range for the Shackles, Pasha healing up with the salve too, so big commitment here on the top lane from Na'Vi, unable to make anything out of it unless they want to keep going. Oh god.
Sorry about that. Dityaron did the toss avalanche and got Mag down so low, but again with the time walk he could backtrack almost all of the damage, healing himself up to about 2/3 here in the top lane. Though we've got Juggernaut just spinning away from the tower. There's harass coming in from these Radiant range creeps, but I think we're gonna go back to the laning phase.
It's definitely as aggressive as you would expect from out of a CS Dota play. Kills left, right, and center. Now Seema might be in trouble as well, so Neko locks onto him. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana to play with here. Seema stops the runes, so denies that, but he will give his own life for it. At the very least, then he will be unable to fill up his bottle on that.
I mean, it's the small victories here for Vega, I guess, but, you know, overall, Na'Vi are definitely making use of the map, getting another kill onto Dendi right now. He's got 2 assists to his name, he's got a bottle as well, sending it back to base to fill up, and he could initiate here onto no one if he'd like. He has the Exorcism ready to go.
Yeah, the TP comes in though, and Solar actually wrapping all the way around. Doesn't have the Black Hole available if he wants it. Now there it is, committing that on top of Sunstrike, top of Seema, helping out as well, kind of being there. That was a big commitment, but definitely worth it. Just bringing down the death drop. But I was talking about it before. Stop that hero in our tracks, and you're able to deal with him. If not, if you get your core items up quickly, like the Phase, like the Eul Scepter, into maybe Ether Lens, into Octarine. If the DP hits these timings very well, then it's very hard to deal with it. If you manage to delay her for a couple of minutes, though, all of a sudden the game gets much easier for Vega.
Well, we've got a smoke here.
They're not gonna let it stand. Spoke up, looking for a target here. Might get a catch Solar in jungle, now vulnerable without that without the Black Hole turnaround. Yeah, if he sticks around, they make their way to the right. They should be able to finish him off.
Looks like that's going to be the play here. Soneko, he pops down a Remnant but doesn't follow through on it, so gives away the position of the Radiant heroes and doesn't get very much out of it. We are going to have mid lane. There's the Exorcism popped. Dendi wants to go onto this tower. No one TPs in but might immediately get forced back to the fountain here. Dendi trying to go in, but again, objective gaming here at its finest. We've got all the Dire heroes rotating around, trying to make something out of this. Nitrogen going in. It's going to be a Sunstrike. It does connect. And now Pasha, he's going to be spinning, trying to get back into this fight. Artstyle is going to get cold snapped up, and now Soneko trying to do what he can. Looks like the Dire, they're charging in. We've got the first Chronosphere of the game connecting onto Soneko. Dendi trying to keep everyone healthy, but I don't think it's enough. We've got the Crystal Maiden popping out the ult, immediately gets stunned up, tossed into her allies. She might end up going down here, a couple more hits, and she's down, but no, it looks like Artstyle's going to be falling. The shackles don't do enough work. Dendi going to be securing a kill there with that Crypt Swarm, and, well, is this the end of the action here?
That was such a great team fight there for both sides, really. I mean, kind of went back and forth first with the counter play on that push. Definitely the right thing to do up against the Death Prophet. Even though we have the Exorcism going, then they actually caught with the Gold Snap, Sunstrike on top, couple more right clicks, will do the trick, and there it is! Just like that, a solo kill from the Invoker. No one showing us that he knows his hero very, very well and knows the limits of his opponents too.
Yeah, these
Nice
Sunstrikes
done,
in particular have been fantastic, and now no one's sitting 3-0-3, a great kill score to start things off, and he's top of the net worth chart as well. He's got that completed Drum of Endurance waiting on the recipe. Courier going to be bringing it to him now, and that's going to put him ahead in terms of just stats and able to chase down the kills.
He's actually not going for the minus build here that I called out earlier. Went for the power threads down to the drums, so very much more stat heavy build. How do you like that compared to the Midas instantly?
I like the stats here. I think they're going to help Vega really hit that peak in the mid-game, whereas a Midas, it'll help Invoker stay on the top of the chart towards the late game, but...
Speaking of top,
well,
Micro General again, Pasha, coming in deep here. Does have the Omni Slash if you want it, but doesn't necessarily want to get that off with a couple of trees around, and now perhaps a turnaround on Nako goes in deep. Seamless Slayer, now even more help in General, teleporting back in. That's going to be a sacrificial lab. Nice rotation efforts on Nako. A little bit
beautiful.
in too deep from Juggernaut, but of course he was able to spin TP out. Crystal Maiden not so lucky.
Yeah, whenever I play Crystal, she's always the one to go down first. But again, General heading back into this offlane. Fantastic job TPing in, getting the kill. He's 2-2-1, and he's getting the items that he needs. He now has the almost completed urn, which is going to be great for him as well.
Yep. With that, get out of the question.
Bottom lane.
Oh god. There it is, Chronosphere. Artstyle, he ends up falling. Big commitment for only support, but at the same time does give the momentum in this lane. No one to see as well. With a little bit of extra cold snap action at the ready if necessary, if someone wants to defend this tower. And right now, this tiny Ditera, he has Blink Dagger. Able to farm
so
it up
scared,
on the
though.
back of the free farm, but yeah, he needs some help. Sure, you have a good combo, but if you don't hit it, or if you only hit it on one hero, the rest is just gonna collapse on you and bring it down.
Well,
Still
we've got
solo
Earth
here,
Spirit.
does have another black hole available, so hey, all he has to do is just, all he can do really is just to blink out and let this happen. Same time this is trade in mid happening perhaps with Denny committing another ultimate to take down a tier 1 and turn, and now TP's come in. They want to fight this here. Is that really wise though? As I said, Solo does have the black hole, looking for an opportunity to use it here. No one caught with a couple of stone action, but Hardstyle once again, first one to fall. There's Demon Slayer with his ultimate doing a decent amount of work. Omni Slash isolated onto Ditchara. That's him going down. Mac looking for more here, jumping forward, but unable to catch anyone else. So that'll secure the tower. 2 more kills on the side of Vega. Even more momentum their way. Overall, I would say they get the better end of this laning stage, and if you look at the graphs, it only confirms it.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it's sloping more and more in Vega's favor, and like we mentioned before, they're going to hit their peak right around the mid-game. Once Juggernaut gets those big items, Faceless Void can be using those Chronospheres fantastically in the upcoming team fights, and well, they've got team fight combinations for days. There's the Black Hole, as well as the Crystal Maiden ultimate. We're going to see an early Roche here come out. 11 minutes in, we've got the Juggernaut healing ward doing its damage, and well, now Roche is going to be at about half health. Radiant scout it out, though. They're all smoked up and ready to make something happen.
So, yes, the Black Hole can get on 3 heroes now if he can just get it off, but he's being silenced up at Death Prophet. Now, he just needs to stay alive for a little bit longer, so Neko really wanted to kill. Unable to finish it off, though. Man, that was so scary there for a second. Vega, they could have been rumbled if that combo would have landed on more than one hero. I think Tiny, he did Giraffe, this is combo entirely.
They canceled the TP of General. He might be going down here, and I think he in fact will fall. Enigma gets the kill for that. It looked like Nature's Prophet was going to get out scot-free, but he got punished for being here in the Dire's territory.
Beautiful rotation there from both No One as well as Enigma. Catching that out. But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Navi, they have a really good pushing lineup, but they're not in a situation where they can actually use it a whole lot. I mean, it's a 1-for-1 tower trade, and I guess if you think about the kind of heroes that they have, the push doesn't really get online until a little bit later. Like, I'm saying really get online by level 2 Death Prophet, and ideally level 2 wards, but obviously art style. Not gonna have that for quite a while. But
yeah, well, he's chugging along.
This Earth Spirit, right?
Got us level 6, you know, he's doing fine. He just picks up his arcane boot. So Artstyle gonna make himself useful in these next couple team fights, but it seems like Radiant, they've got to start rotating towards the top lane if they want to keep this tower alive.
One problem that they face also Soneko. I mean, he's had some really good plays, but he's still sitting at around level 5, so...
Ooh, bottom lane, we've got another Chronosphere here onto Artstyle. What's he gonna do? There's gonna be a Sunstrike as well. Pasha's here. Artstyle's gonna be falling, just slapped down by the Juggernaut. Pasha really started to hit his peak. He's got the Aquila drums and the phase boots, and another 1100 gold in the bank.
And Max, oh, top lane, hello.
Invoker gets a kill, you know, just the usual.
That was
Seneca
a
is
thing.
going to fall here
Yeah.
as 2 members of Na'Vi are down. Vega going to be pushing here in this top lane. Well, we talked about in the draft how Na'Vi have such potential for a strong push lineup, but it seems like Vega are the ones really bringing out that strategy.
Yeah, Vega are in complete control of the game right now, and I really like the playstyle, right? They're not afraid of using the big ultimates as long as they still have an extra one available. Oh god, there we go. No one. Might be in trouble though. Sunstop bursted down, but that's only the Aegis. Can it make something else happen? At the same time in the back, Yardstyle falls again. Seaman Solo want to come in, but no one lifted up in the air. 3 heroes in a round, but now potential turnaround here. Black Hole, no one's still alive a little bit longer. Then it's Digirock hard on that as Pasha finishes up on a little bit further up, and just like that, now we are back to the fountain. 4 of them are dead.
Holy
Vega,
mackerel.
they keep making it happen. They're not afraid to use your ultimate. It's exactly the point I was just going to bring up. As long as they still have that other big ultimate available to make it very, very chancy for Na'Vi to take these kind of fights. They did use the Chronosphere down bottom to bring down Artstyle, which is a long cooldown, but they still had the Black Hole for exactly this kind of situation.
Yeah, that was so well executed by Vega. If they do that another couple of times, I think they can force Na'Vi behind enough so that, you know, they just can't catch up towards the late game. So Vega, they've got their window now. It's starting to blast wide open. They've just got to take advantage of this initiation that they have right now.
I'm kind of scared to look at the graphs, but it's already past the 10k mark
Oh
in favor
my
of Vega.
gosh, Vega
Terms of
are
both
just
gold
running away
experience.
with this one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Na'Vi, they still have a chance to get back in it, but, well, they've got to stay very, very safe here. General and Artstyle, they might get punished here as Pasha's here. No Omni Slash, but that guy hits so hard right now. He's gonna
Indeed,
get
now
hexed
hexed
up
up
here.
though, follow up with the Shackle, General's there, and also Digera with the necessary burst to bring it down. Mac thought about trying to help out, but well, just a little bit too late. And this is the kind of things that Navi need to do. Just get a pick up, get a tower, start getting the push going. 2 sets of Fiends here will do that with tier 1 that's already kind of dropped a little bit low from the earlier skirmishes. But now, oh, they're actually catching someone else here. Snakeo finds a stun onto the Faceless Voids. Nicely done there.
Yeah, Navi showing
Diving
some
in
signs of life. They get 2 pickoffs, they get the tier 1 tower, and now this opens up the Dire jungle a little bit, gonna make Enigma a little bit unsafe when he goes to farm, but again, Vega, they still have such a huge XP and gold lead. We're gonna see a tier 2 push here, but, well,
So,
Vega...
gotta be so careful. Toss attack actually inside of Arsenal and General's loving hands. So what's it down to? That's the Enigma. I mean, kind of questioning his wisdom of teleporting in there, but now Pasha also doing that. General caught with the cold snap. He will go down here to the spin. Anyone else? Digera, well, barely able to blink away, but there's the Omni Slash onto 2 heroes. Artstyle as well as Snakeo will end up falling to that nice little frostbite. Keep a Soneko in place, and that's a triple kill for Pasha after the Enigma went down. Just now V overstaying the welcome. They do get the tower on the back of the wards, but at what cost, Annie? At what
At
cost?
what cost? You know, I think at the cost of Juggernaut almost getting his Battle Fury. I think that is going to be a huge item for Pasha. It's going to make him farm incredibly fast. He's going to hit his peak very, very shortly. And Vega, well, they can just kind of group up and slam into Navi's towers because Navi's tower defense is a little bit lacking with all their heroes dead.
Yeah. So excellent analysis right there. If all your heroes are dead, you can't
Absolutely.
defend towers.
7k caster insight right now. Bottom lane,
Absolutely.
we've got Dityaraj just sitting here farming up. He's 3rd on the net worth chart, but he is surpassed by 2 dire heroes. So again, Juggernaut and Invoker.
Dandy
It-
might get caught out here. Mac, well, you just know that he wants to use the Chronosphere for that if necessary here. Cold Snap comes out onto Dandy. Mac going forward here. There is the Chronosphere. Snake coming in to try and help. Misses the rock though. And well, Spell will keep no one in place, but it's already too late. Dandy down to the Count General. Well, he managed to build himself up a Shadow Blade, and that's what keeps him safe, but still, Vega get a crucial target. Looking for more here. Digera though way too far out to catch. Teleports back to base.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
see General get a little bit low here. I think he'll be able to survive this initiation, but there's still a lot of pressure here onto the Radiant Tier 2 tower. I don't know if they can hold. They need to get Tiny into the fight as soon as possible, but again, we've got pretty much all our ults up here on the side of the Dire. We've got the Black Hole, we've got the Crystal Maiden Freezing Field if she wants to pop it, and, well, this tower might be history.
Yeah, Navi can't really fight this. Just really hard because he's. I mean, you said it just now. Because of that big ultimate. I mean, sure, the Chronosphere is down, but you still have the Black Hole. which just makes it pretty much suicide to go in there. Even with the Jara, I mean, at this point, we talked about how much damage Tiny can bring to the table, but that's with like Magnum Scepter and a Soul Cuirass or a Moonshot, that kind of stuff, right? All Wisp behind him to kind of make up for his shortcomings when it comes to attack speed and mobility. But right now, Shoei has Blink, he has Force, he has level 2 ulti, he hits for 200, but top lane, Solo actually gets one trapped here with General teleporting into, so, well, nice little catch.
Nice little catch, but now the Radiant might be in some trouble as there's some punishment coming out from Mag. He does not have the Chronosphere, but no one going in, trying to see what he can get out of this. There's going to be the meatball. It connects onto General. He's trying to TP out. Can it be brought down in time? And it looks like General will fall just from the right click from the Invoker. There's enough damage cutting out, so Nature's Prophet, he's out of the fight right now. They trade for an Enigma, but there's the gold cleanup on the wards. That's definitely going to help Vega get even farther ahead in terms of gold lead.
That is 9 wards with about 30 gold each. That's
oh no!
about as much
Mid
as another
lane!
hero's worth.
Juggernaut!
Oh, God.
Gonna be going down here. That's the kill that the Radiant need. If they can find that one
really?
last hit on it, but no! Pasha, he's gonna turn this around. He's got the Omni Slash. In fact, he's gonna pop it onto Solos and Nato. He gets the kill. That's a big advantage there for Vega. Juggernaut turned it around. He's still alive, and they kill off a Radiant hero.
Just goes to show how far ahead Vega are right now. Pasha didn't have one little piece of one of his items, one of his strength items, like the drums. We didn't have the opportunity to go for the drums, then he would have just died straight up to that, and that would have been that. But as it stands, he was able to get the healing ward up. Now be unable to take that out immediately, and then, well, turns it around with an Omni Slash. Oh man, I wanted to make a point earlier, but I completely forgot.
That's what these games will do to you. There's just action all over the map. We're at just past 20 minutes. We've already got 34 kills on the board, and there's just rotations coming in every which way. As right now, there's 3 Radiant heroes into the Dire jungle. Looks like they could find out the Faceless Void. He's got the Chrono if he needs to panic, but Artstyle, playing like a maniac, goes in with the chicken. He's going to be shotgunning up Mag as well, but on the back lines, we've got the Exorcism from the Death Prophet. Going to be catching down Seema. Crystal Maiden's the first to fall, and now Void trying to get away here, but General making sure that doesn't happen. And the rest of the Dire, they're rotating up. They don't want this fight to go completely in favor of the Radiant. They've got the Black Hole when they need to use it. No Omni Slash still, but Invoker, he could do some fun stuff. Radiant, you're going to play this one safe and back out for now.
And there was a big commitment there with Danny Soulsman only for Crystal Maiden. I mean, that's not exactly the kind of target you want to go for. Obviously they wanted to have Mag, but then kind of running into CM is kind of the... kind of tanking the gank there in a way. Making sure that Mag stays alive and then giving them enough time for the cavalry to arrive, forcing Navi back. So even with all of that, Navi, they're getting... like, they're making baby steps, but they need to make sure that Vega doesn't leap right over their base. And right now, Tier 2s, they are in the line of sight right now for Vega.
We're going to see General sit here in the lane. There's going to be a rotation in by Tiny as well, so Ditya seeing what he can find. But the Dire, they realize this rotation's big. They don't want to give up any unnecessary towers, so they rotate in 3 Dire heroes.
Yeah.
And again, Roche, back up.
The Jara might fight Solo here. They're about to run into each other now with the Root Many Winds too. That should be a dead Enigma. Pops a Mac though.
No!
There's a beacon and Black Hole coming out. No one is there. Pasha with the Omni Slash 1 and 2. Swiped away. Well, Nipa ends up dying, but was definitely willing to trade it now.
That is certainly a trade.
Russia.
Yeah, you want to trade your Enigma for the core Tiny any day, and there's going to be a Roche on top of this, most likely going the way of Juggernaut. He frees up a slot for it, so that's another Aegis here. 20 minutes of the game, second Roche on. Well, that feels real good for Vega right about now, and they can even push on top of this. There's really not a whole lot that's going to stop them.
Well, maybe it's the push on the bottom lane, perhaps on top lane. Do have Destiny here trying to get the lane shoved out far enough for Vega to turn back. He might be able to, in fact, but yeah, as I said, that Aegis can give them a lot of extra momentum coming into this. They still have the Chronosphere available if they need it. Let's talk a little bit about item builds, hoping that we get a chance before the extra pickups come out. So, no one with a very different one. I mean, he went for the kind of stats build, now going for the Aegis before the Aghanim Scepter. What do you think about that pickup?
I like that pick a lot, because one of Navi's strengths is they can just get away from the team fights as fast as possible. While Earth Spirit, he can roll, Nature's Prophet, he can TP, and Tiny, he can run. So having the Atos there just slows them down. It makes it easier for Vega to get themselves together and go in on a single target.
Definitely agree. Especially if you're thinking about a high movement speed hero like Death Prophet who relies on being able to run circles around you. Kind of want to have that Atos up against that. Looks like Dandy might have a similar idea. Of course, it's an item to pick up that can work on a Death Prophet, just tanking you up a little bit more, giving you that same kind of slow potential, and also let's not forget the cripple effect that it has. Like the it does work like that. Like I keep forgetting. It's like so obscure.
Either way, Dire changing their focus
give you
here.
40% accuracy. Units that attack the target 40% accuracy. So later down the line, if the Tiny is thinking about some sort of evasion, that's also gonna that's something that Vega has to fall back on to kind of mitigate that a little bit, but it might not
High
get to the
ground
point at
push.
all.
We're gonna see things starting off as Pasha. He
Well,
gets
back
slowed
comes
up
in,
there.
Cancer Crones beyond Dente here, doesn't have the Spirit Siphon going, but only on one. He will be bursted down. Now, a little bit of counter damage here. Snako comes in right in deep with the Magnetize, but gets shot down by the Omni Slash. Digera does the burst, but only on Mac, just undoes the damage. Nothing's really going right for Na'Vi. They will lose their tier 3 at the end. Didn't even trigger the Aegis here, but Vega, well, they got what they came here for. The teleporting back is in the top lane in general. It was putting on the pressure. No one almost caught him with that tornado, but man.
Overall, just looking at the net worth and gold graphs, it's still going very heavily in favor of Vega. There they cracked high ground for the first time. No racks being taken just yet, but you can really see the power going down. Mag goes in, one hit denies that bottom tower, and I think Vega are just in such a strong position right now, but they've got to use that window well. They've got to get racks down while they still have the opportunity before Tiny just gets too huge, before Death Prophet picks up her next big item. I think there's some pressure on Vega right here to make the right calls at the right time.
Yep. Well, they definitely have all the tools, as I said, to make that work. About 14k, 14 and 15k in favor of them when it comes to gold as well as net worth. And yeah, no one just finished up his Agnum Scepter, so able to rotate through spells fairly quickly. Pasha has the meta style to play with, plus the Aegis still a couple of minutes left on it. What other items do we have? Mac has the Blink Daggers, even more initiation range. Now looking for what seems like the Agnum Scepter. Also the Radomir is just for extra value. But yeah, that Agnum Scepter pushing down the cooldown after Chronosphere to 60 seconds makes it so much more useful, especially considering that Black Hole is always going to be a very, very long cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is under
Absolutely. Looking at item builds once again, because we've got a free moment here with no action. Mag going to be picking up that Aghanim Scepter. I think that's going to be very, very big in the team fights. Bigger Chronos equal more lockdown, and that's exactly what Vega need to secure this win. Right now we've got some initiation here. There's going to be...
Digera caught for the Malefice here. No one's there on the other side. Gus get the combo up, but Magna will keep him safe. Sunstrike, couple of right clicks will do the trick, and that's a one position down on the side of Na'Vi. Not exactly what you want to see if you're a Na'Vi fan. But Vega just continuing their pressure, the relentless push. And this time around, well, we do have the mid lane Artstyle trying to push that out a little bit, but even that, well, you might be able to drop down the wall, take the tier 2, but...
Oh, down bottom!
without
This
the
could be a
warp of
Sunstrike.
God.
It connects. General goes down. Seema gets a kill. And that's a fantastic play from the Crystal Maiden, taking down a solo Nature's Prophet. She's going to TP back to base and enjoy that Gem of True Sight. That Shadow Blade isn't going to scare her anymore, and now there's going to be the last tier 2 going down on the side of the Radiant. They want to focus on these exposed racks. They don't have the creep wave, but, well, heck, they don't even need it.
Na'Vi, they don't want to buy back on anyone, but they might be forced to on the Nature's Prophet here. They will lose their melee racks as well as the range racks no matter what. Just gonna give this up. Now the Aegis down though, maybe that's their opening. Maybe that's just where Vega says, alright, let's slow down a little bit, find a better angle. Make sure to leverage our big ultimates, as they still have those available, both the Chronosphere as well as the Black Hole at the ready. So even without the Aegis to fall back on, they should still have that big teamfight control that Na'Vi has to be super careful about. They kind of need to outplay Vega right now. With the advantage that they have, it's really, really hard to do. It's just partial.
Artstyle going in, starting things off, drops the board.
Yeah, Asa comes in, but now caught with a tornado here, caught with a combo. He will fall Snake as well. Coming in, but right into the combo of the Invoker. Mac with a screaming Chronosphere in the back. Therefore, ultimate is going to win the damage can come. There it is, Black Hole to fall up onto, on top of the Omni Slash. Artstyle fall back, but he will almost die again if it wasn't. Well, he will just straight up end up dying. And Digera tries to do what he can, but he's the last man standing. Rage quit more or less, yeah. They called the GG. Navi just rumbled by Vega, unable to execute the lineup. And yeah, Vega, that's exactly the kind of team that we know they can be.
Wow, that was incredible. I was expecting Navi to just get the absolute push and start snowballing, but Vega, they really played incredibly. Their combination of ultimates and teamfight abilities was incredible, and, well, they take this best-of-1 series.
They do indeed. So overall, when it comes to their matchup, the matchup of these two teams in the WePlay League Season 3, it's 1-1.